Welcome to SFLm Action, the nightcap here on Friday night to cap off the week as the Tacoma Grizzlies play host to the Annapolis Navigators. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northup, and joining me in the booth this week is the co-owner of the Indianapolis Ramblers, Chad Rowland. Chad, how you doing?
I am doing good, Colin. It's an honor to be in the booth with you tonight. We're going to see some great SFLm action here on this late Friday night game.
Tacoma is trying to snap a 4-game losing streak following their Week 1 victory. They're 1-4. Annapolis is 3-2. The top of the standings just got a little more crowded with Lexington losing earlier today. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Colin, I'm really excited about this as well. I mean, Tacoma, to try to get off this snide, they're going to have to run through Ben Jackson. I've called some Tacoma games. I've said this over and over again. The offense rolls through Ben Jackson. If they can get him going early and get some scores, I think this is going to be a tough thing for Annapolis to come back to.
We got two of the top running backs in the SFLm. Let's get the end of Week 6 started with the kickoff by Luis Mansour. And Tacoma returning up to the 27-yard line. That's Zorro Lunar on the return. And Ben Jackson is the Ben Jackson is the vocal point, but King Jackson is the quarterback. He's joined out there by Andrew Gibson, Rob Hunt, a guy Chad you know very well, being a member of the Ramblers. Eddie Maddox, the tight end, along with Why Not Arrowlet, and the rookie offensive left tackle Tyler Spencer signed just this week as this pass is knocked away, incomplete, second down.
Yeah, I like to see that early from the Annapolis front line right there. They almost was able to get to King Jackson right there, but Jackson threw it away, sensing that presence coming at him. It was just an incomplete pass.
For Annapolis defensively, Bear McClaw is the new defensive end. He joins Stephen Forbes at the defensive tackle along with linebackers Wolf Highwind, Mojon Tana, Nick Twice, Luke Strinreiner are the corners. Jackson will complete this pass out to Gibson, who picks up 5 to set up 3rd down and 5 from their own 32.
Yeah, but now it's actually Rob Hunt there with the catch as well, getting 5 yards to set up. It was 2nd and 10. Now it's going to set up a nice little 3rd and 5 here for the offense.
Will Stern, Barry, Amin, Elgin are the free safeties, and Strike Vader is the strong safety. King Jackson back to throw. Down he goes. It's sack time. Sack made on the play. That's number 98 out there for the Navigators making the play. And we get an early punt here from Tacoma.
Yep, that's the defensive end right there. Stan Deary coming in to make the sack. And that's what I was talking about on that first play, Colin, when they were able to get pressure on that one side. Stan Deary coming from the other side to be able to get that pressure forced 3 and out.
Punt is away. Return being set up for the 30. And the Navigators will get good field position at their own 38 following the return by Morrison. And Michael Brown and the rest of the Navigator offense led by Chris Grant Jr., who's certainly the vocal point for Annapolis offensively, will get started here 1st and 10. You got an I formation, 2 tight ends to one side, single receiver out. That is Morrison to the top of your screen. Throw out to Taylor Wright, the fullback. The GPS got scrambled there for a moment, and he lost the yard back to the 38.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping maybe they would get started with Chris Grant, coming into this game, 155 carries for 739 yards and 5 TDs. He is certainly a bell cow when it comes to the term. But they start off a little pass there to the fullback. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see how they respond here on 2nd down.
Joining Taylor Wright and Grant Jr. are Johan Sutherland, Kenny Hendricks, Goldie Morrison, and the tight end is Romeo June. Here's a give off to Grant Jr., and he plows ahead to the 42 to set up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Chris Grant, 5'11", 220. He's definitely a north and south runner. He can be an east and west every once in a while, but he is definitely one of those guys that likes to put his nose down and just grind right through that defensive line.
Darko Young and Oliver Ridge are the defensive ends for Tacoma. Sonny Sky, Moxie Crawford on the linebackers. Grant Brown goes down, and that'll be a sack on 3rd down. We have a punt coming up for Annapolis.
Yep, and just like the last drive, 3rd down, they had it 3rd and about 5 or 4. They get a sack right there. That's Mark Grossman, the backup defensive tackle, coming in there to make the play. Another 3 and out.
Nano Matthews is at the corner. King Bradshaw is the free safety. Tiger Clay is the strong safety, joining Cody Lawrence back there in the defensive secondary for Tacoma. Zora on the return up to the 35-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Tacoma.
Yeah, I want to see if they actually get Jackson going here. They didn't give him the ball at all on that first drive. Let's see if they change their adjustments here.
Jackson walks up under the center. He's got 4 wide out in the pattern. Ben Jackson is the single tailback. And King Jackson back to throw, has a clean pocket to work from, completes it out. That is Drew Gibson, his first catch. Out of bounds exactly at the 50.
I like that play right there, Colin. Just a simple, both wide receivers on the outside just running an out route about 10 yards and go. And there's Gibson right there, wide open, 1st down, Tacoma.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net as we have an interception on the field by Annapolis, but there's a flag down, Chad. Let's check the flag from R62. Oh, we got a roughing the passer with the wipe away the interception. Ooh, not what you want. And Stephen Forbes got there well after the ball was released. That can be a backbreaker, Chad.
Yeah, that's definitely a backbreaker right there. Stephen Forbes, defensive tackle, just got to get your head in the ball game. You know, you had an opportunity to get a turnover and get some momentum, and it has to go back to the offense.
Moves the ball all the way down to the 26. Ben Jackson gets his first carry, and he'll lose 3 yards. Tackle made by Forbes for a loss of 3 back to the 29.
I mean, I think you could tell that Forbes is pretty excited there, Colin. I mean, he gets in the backfield and gets that call for the roughing the passer, but then the very next play makes up for it by stopping Ben Jackson right there for a 3-yard loss.
2nd and 13, offset eye. One receiver to the bottom of the screen. That is Hunt, I believe. Jackson gets his 2nd carry, has more room to the outside, and Ben Jackson picks up 12 yards to set up a 3rd and short situation, Chad. Perfect execution there.
Yeah, the blocking up front was really great right there. Look at this blocking on the outside. 47 laying a great block right there. The wide receiver right there laying a great block as well. Just beautiful execution there by the blocking team. Ben Jackson was able to get to the outside and make up that loss for yards there and get it to a very short 3rd and 1.
They're well inside field goal range. Should they not gain any more yards here, but Jackson easily picks up the 1st down to the 11. It'll be 1st down.
And there he is again, Ben Jackson. We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, Colin. Jackson has got to be the focal point. When they get him going, he could be red hot, and he gets a 1st down right there.
And then line up with 3 tight ends on the field, split back formation it appears. Out of the Jack set. Here's to get to Ben Jackson up the middle, and Jackson finds no room up there. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. Tackle made by Wolf Highwind.
Yeah, Wolf Highwind was just able to just sniff that out, right? He was just sitting right there in the middle, waiting for Jackson to come to him. He meets him face to face, and Highwind wins that battle.
2nd and 10, same formation as before. Similar looking play on the ISO, but Jackson this time finds a little bit of wiggle room down to the 9 to set up a 3rd and 8.
Yep, and there he is once again, Wolf Highway making the play, right? Just sitting there in the middle of the field, basically playing spy to Ben Jackson. That must be the assignment he was given tonight by the coaching staff.
He's a big guy too, 6'3", 260 pounds, which for a linebacker is a perfect run stuffer.
He's a big boy.
King Jackson lines up as the empty backfield set. He's back to throw. Fires to the end zone.
Oh.
This time the interception will count. Schreiner picked it off in the end zone, and King Jackson is looking mighty frustrated with himself.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Colin, I mean, that's really actually the 2nd interception he's thrown. He got lucky the first time when it was called back for a roughing the passer. This time it was not. I mean, Schreiner was just eyeing it the whole time, knowing that that was going to be a little route that they were going to try to take to the sideline over there. Jumps that route, makes a big-time play, 1st down, Annapolis.
Michael Brown under center with both his backs. He's back to pass. Completes this out to Morrison, who gets knocked out of bounds at the 27.
Yep, and there's Goldie Morrison, the former two-way player from Jacksonville, coming in here. 5'11", 210, making a nice little route there, was able to fool the defender, get to the outside, and get 7 yards.
We have a 2nd and 3 situation. Ball's on the Annapolis 27. And the Navigators line up with 3 tight ends out of standard split back formation. Outside backers show blitz. Here to get the Grant Jr. No problem. Picks up the 1st down to the 33 with ease.
Yeah, that was some great blocking up front there by the offensive line. Chris Grant Jr. just able to find that hole, explode right through it, get that 1st down, and a little bit more up to the 33.
Visit the All New League website presented by Football Shift at simulationfl.net, featuring all the league highlights, photo galleries, playoff and minor league stats, leaderboards, community content, and so much more. The All New League website, simulationfl.net, as Morrison hauls in his 2nd catch of the drive.
Yep, and that was the exact same play he caught on that first play there, Colin, was just that little split back right there. You get the little out route going. That looks like it might be a money play tonight here for Annapolis' offense.
They'll spread things out with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top of your screen. Tacoma counters with a nickel. Pass complete to Hendricks, number 15, on the bottom side of the screen. He gets to the 47. That's good enough for 1st down. Tackle made by Tyga Clay.
Yeah, Kenny Hendricks, one of the wide receiver that catches the least amount of balls, but is able to make his first catch there tonight. 14 catches coming into this game for him.
Now they got shotgun split backs, flanking either side of Brown, who checks into something different.
Maybe for the out route.
He's back to throw. Yep, you called it, Chad. Another out route to Morrison, and that picks up 7. That'll be 2nd and 3 as a result.
Yeah, definitely when you're looking at that play, Colin, you can see that defender was playing off a little bit. They weren't trying to press him up. He was just basically letting him have 5 yards. And so nice little play there by the quarterback, Michael Brown, to be able to check that down, throw another out route to Goldie Morrison.
It's got to be frustrating for the guys up front for Tacoma. They're getting these passes out so quick they can't get much but rush going. 2nd and 3, Grant Jr. on the carry, breaks a tackle, but he got laid out at the 43. It'll be 3rd down and less than 1.
Yeah, and you were talking about it just the last play about how these out routes are really keeping Tacoma's front line off. I mean, when you're looking at this defense throughout the stats for this season, Colin, I mean, they've been getting in the backfield. Moxie Crawford, 3 tackles for loss and everything else. When you're looking at the situation, they can easily go ahead and, do those out routes all night long and be able to just stop that pressure.
Pass over the middle was deflected. Sonny Sky, the inside linebacker, number 52. The pass is intended for Romeo June, but Sky swats at this one with a big old bear paw and says, "No, sir."
Yep, nice little play there by the linebacker to stop that one.
They'll stop an Annapolis drive. Oh,
Oh,
but the offense is sticking on the field for the moment. Let's see if they actually go ahead and snap the ball.
let's see if Tacoma's front line is disciplined.
Linebackers show blitz, bottom side, they
Oh,
snap, and Grant Jr. picks up the first down and more. Ooh, he almost broke it open. He'll get tackled down at the 29, but it won't matter. They easily pick up the first down.
I love the aggressive play call here. Head coach Drew Riley, offensive coordinator Gino McFly. Fourth down here, early in the ball game. You want to set the tone against the Tacoma team. Nothing says that better than running Chris Grant Jr. right up the middle. And he not only gets the first down, he gets additional yardage on top of that as well.
I have to give credit to the offensive line for holding their water. They could easily flinch early, but they didn't there. Taylor Wright catches his second pass out of the backfield, moves forward for a pickup of 2 to the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8. This quarter is already approaching under 2 minutes to go. Been fast moving.
Yeah, very fast moving, fast action pace. That's what we like to see on these late games on Friday night, Colin.
4 wide receivers. On the pattern, Brown back to throw, fires. Ooh, another knockdown. This time by number 44, Moxie Crawford. That's going on the all-name team when he gets drafted in the majors for sure. Third down and 8.
Yeah, when you're looking at a linebacker in a draft that can sit there and be able to play some coverage, that is what exactly you're looking for, right? Even if you can't make the interception, knocking the ball on the ground is a big important part for being a linebacker.
Trips to the bottom and an empty shotgun, gun straight. Here's Brown back to throw, fires down the middle of the field. Hendricks with a great catch down to the 10. It'll be 1st and goal.
Nice little play there, gun straight, 50x8 post by the Annapolis offense. You can see that wide receiver hitting that little curl right there to try to fool that defense into coming up a little bit. Leaves the middle of the field open right there for Hendricks with a big play. Gets him into the 10.
1st and goal from the 10. Deepest penetration by either side so far. Tight end flex out as Romeo June to go into offside play action to Grant Jr. Brown down to Taylor Wright, touchdown Annapolis.
I was not seeing that going to the fullback. I was looking for the outside to see if there was an out route or something, but they snuck that one in there. Brad Taylor Wright running a perfect route. The middle of the field was just wide open there as he was just, there was nobody there. They pretty much met him at the goal line. Easy play, easy touchdown here for Annapolis.
Not surprising to me that the fullback gets a lot of love in this Annapolis system. Us Motor City V8s, we're always trying to figure out ways to get the fullback involved. Good on Taylor Wright for making the most of the opportunity on his 3rd catch as the snap looked a little janky there for a moment. Through 7-0 with 1:11 to go in the 1st. Annapolis in front.
Should we be surprised that Annapolis is getting that fullback involved, Colin, with the coaching staff that's on there?
I'm not surprised, at least, considering the head coach. As Mansour kicks it away. This is Lunar on the return. He gets some good blocks and will weave his way to the 30. Chad, the Grizzlies had a deep penetration on their previous offensive possession, but came up empty. King Jackson forget about it.
Yeah, they really had a nice drive that last time, but it just resulted in an interception there by King Jackson. He's got to clean up those mistakes. Let's see if he can respond on this drive with the score here.
3 wide out of the weak eye formation. 2 receivers to the bottom. Jackson. Ben Jackson gets the ball. But Wolf Highwind is right there at the line of scrimmage to make the hit.
Yeah, Ben Jackson, one of them power type runners, but this defense is really making some tackles, making some great plays.
Jackson's very similar to Grant Jr. in terms of size and weight. He's 5'10", 210 pounds. But has been unable to get going out of the blocks. King Jackson's back to throw. Fires way down the field. It's picked off. Picked off by Will Stern. Pass intended for Gibson, and things continue to come up snake eyes for King Jackson.
Yeah, King Jackson, I mean, if you really think about it, we've talked about it, quite often this game so far. That could have technically have been his third interception, but it's his second. Coming into this game, Colin, he had 4 touchdowns and 11 interceptions on, for the season so far. So this is something that they're used to with King Jackson throwing interceptions. He's got to learn. If he's going to get to the next level, he's got to clean that up.
Oh, and the second tight end. He was open there, number 88. Just flat out dropped the ball. He was wide open there for a half a second, and ball just surprised him there. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if he was expecting to make the pass was going to be thrown to him there, Colin, because he looked like he was not ready at all, and it showed it, bobbling that thing around.
Like, Brown threw that a little quicker than what the tight end was expecting. We got a flag down as this pass is knocked down incomplete by Darko Young, but we'll get the call from R62.
Neutral zone infraction, number 97.
Oh, we got a neutral zone infraction on Tacoma. That's the other defensive end, Oliver Ridge, number 97, trying to get a head start on his way to the quarterback.
Yeah, Oliver Ridge, the week 3 signing, just getting a little antsy, jumping off sides. But I do like what I saw in that play there from Darko Young. It's very rare to see them defensive ends try to jump and knock those passes down. It's nice to see somebody with some athleticism on a defensive line.
Young is pretty tall in terms of height for a D-line, and he's 6'4". Grant Jr. on the 2nd and 5 will get stopped at the line for no gain by Sonny Sky.
Yeah, Sonny Sky, the inside linebacker there, 6'2", 220. He's really kind of the captain of that defense when you're looking at it, right? Leading everybody out there, being the inside linebacker, telling everybody where to go, and he himself makes a great play.
And the first quarter, Annapolis in front, 7-0. Start of the second quarter. Colin Northrup, Chad Rowland here with you. It's a 3rd down and 5 for Michael Brown and the rest of the Navigator attack. Those sport 3 wide receivers. They'll cross it up and run to Grant Jr. and it nets him the first down.
Yeah, you got to love that run there by Chris Grant Jr. I mean, that split backs formation can be some really nice run plays, especially going up the middle. Chris Grant Jr., the offensive line, really just opening that space for him. He was able to explode right through it, get the first down.
Here's Brown lining up in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. Nickel defense look from Tacoma. They run with Grant Jr. out of the shotgun, and that's him 5 yards, Chad. That's a play you don't see very often.
Yeah, you definitely don't see the shotgun run very often, but in this certain situation like that, it can be successful, right? But the key is going to have to be that offensive line has got to make their blocks. That time, the offensive line did make their blocks. Grant Jr. was able to get 5 yards.
2nd and 5, tight end flexed out is June. They go offset eye. Here's the good Grant Jr. once again, but he's met immediately in the backfield for a loss of a few. Crawford again on the tackle. This kid's looking pretty impressive so far as it sits up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Moxie Crawford, I'm telling you, SFL GMs need to be watching this kid, right? Coming into this game tonight, he was the team leader in tackles for loss with 3. I think he's already got 2 so far.
3rd and 7, out of the shotgun. Brown pumps. Over the middle he goes. Oh, it's dropped. Romeo June had it in his hands, and it could have been a first down, but alas, the football gods were unkind, and it'll be 4th and 7.
I'm sure the head coach Drew really would be talking to him about that one, but nice little pump fake there to get the defense to freeze a little bit, try to open that window so that you can get it to Romeo June, but the week 2 signing just did not make the play. 4th down for Annapolis.
Carmichael standing on the other side of the 50. Looks like he's going to end this one to the corner. Oh, it bounces into the end zone and it'll come out to the 20. Tough luck.
Yeah, as a punter, you got to be looking for those corners, right? You were talking about it on the in flight that it needed to be hitting the corner, but he just kicked it straight ahead. You got to look for those corners to try to pin him down deep.
9:22 to go in the first half. King Jackson threw an interception, his second of the game, officially to end the last drive as Ben Jackson gets the little dump off and he'll lose 3 yards back to the 17. And as you see the quarterback comparison there on the bottom of your screen, it's not pretty for King Jackson.
Yeah, King Jackson has had just a bad game so far in that first quarter. Hoping to turn around here in a second. But you got to give credit to the coverage team of Annapolis, right? They shut everything downfield. That's why you had to check it down to Jackson, and it resulted in a 3-yard loss.
They got 5 wide with a bunch to the bottom out of this empty. King is back to throw, fires complete, first down to the 34-yard line. They're going way down the depth chart. Now are the Grizzlies. That was number 19.
Martin Fallworth.
That's Fallworth out there making the grab and broke a couple tackles, making good tough effort there. Picks up a first down for his ball club at the 34.
Yeah, Martin Fallworth, every now and then you see him making some key catches to gain first downs. That's another example right there, what he can do.
Here is Jackson. This is Ben Jackson. Picks up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. His best run of the evening so far.
Yeah, that was a nice run there by Ben Jackson. Looked like he actually had some tenacity with that run as well. I think he's been seeing the interceptions thrown by King Jackson. He's saying, you're giving the ball to the wrong Jackson. Give it to this Jackson. Let me make the plays.
Good block out there by Rob Hunt as well. He's the single receiver to the bottom as they line up with 3 people in the backfield. King Jackson changes the play, gives to Ben Jackson, who's got a wide open hole on the left side of the defense. Picks up the first down to the 48, and Ben is now up to 31 yards on 8 carries.
Yeah, that was a nice play there. Nice little check down there by King Jackson, obviously, as when you look at it, the blocking with the fullbacks and the tight ends really made that play happen. Great play there for Tacoma.
2 tight ends on the field. Jackson fires out. This is to the second tight end on formation. This is Eddie Maddox, who was signed in week 4. On the reception, that'll make it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Eddie Maddox right there. Week 4 signing. Hasn't really been in the league too long. This is week 6. So this is only his 2nd game of the season. So already making an impact here for Tacoma.
High formation, Jackson deep. King Jackson back to throw. Fires! Knocked away brilliantly on the play by Wolf Highwind. That'll set up 3rd and 3 from the Annapolis 46-yard line, Chad. The Grizzlies have to convert here.
Yeah, they definitely have to convert. They need to really adjust, right? They should be watching what Annapolis is doing, running those out routes. I think they need to start running some out routes here to help get some momentum and some positivity going here for King Jackson.
King Jackson back to throw, steps up, there's underneath, and it's good enough for a first down. Pickup of about 6, and that is Arlott, number 88, the first string tight end. To the 41 he'll go.
Yeah, why not Arlott, right? I mean, that's a nice little play there. The pressure was getting to King Jackson. He was able to find Arlott there on the outside and streaking to the outside there and made a great throw.
King Jackson, 7-step drop. Now tries to go to the outcut. It is caught. That's Arlott again for first down to the 30.
Yep, see, this is what I'm talking about, right? Go to those out routes because every time it seems like he tries to go deep down the middle of the field, it doesn't end well for King Jackson. Start going short. Start going to them out routes because you're going to find some success out there, as you just seen on that play.
It's up to 58 yards passing now. As he lines up out of an empty backfield set. King Jackson, 7-step drop again. Surveys the field underneath. And that is to Rob Hunt. Ooh, he got his clock cleaned out there at the 22-yard line. And here's one of your guys, Chad, making a big play underneath.
Yeah, Rob Hunt, I mean, he's a big target, 6'6", right? But I'm really more impressed with what happened with Strike Vader right there. I mean, he just came in and just put the dark side into him, right? And just really laid him out. Great play there by Vader.
No doubt. Surprised he didn't even use more of the force on that tackle as Jackson picks up the first down to the 20-yard line. The SFL convention is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th through the 30th for season 21 kickoff weekend. For room reservation details on the weekend schedule, see the convention alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Rooms are going fast, and some have already sold out. Reserve your special group rate today. We'll see you there as Arrow again catches it underneath, picks up 7 on the play.
Yep. See, I think maybe the coaching staff there at Tacoma is listening to us in the booth tonight, Colin, as we're talking about this. But as soon as I said that you need to start going to out routes and short stuff, that is what King Jackson and the offense play call has been like, right? And they've been moving the ball down the field very effectively.
Bringing up third tight end is out of the far formation. Appears give to the backup running back now as Jackson is out, but he picks up a first down for Tacoma, and that was number 39, Gary Wallman.
Yep, sometimes you got to bring in that halfback to help, relieve some pressure off of your other running back. So when you get your number called, you got to make the play, and Wallman right there certainly did.
Ben Jackson is back in. King Jackson to the end zone.
Oh.
And incomplete. Looking for Gibson. Deflection made by Schreiner, who had the interception in the end zone earlier in this ball game. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 8.
Yeah, I absolutely hate that play call right there, right? Stephon Forge and Zach Holdorf have got to get things figured out because throwing you're on the 8-yard line and you're trying to throw a corner route right there into the deep of the end zone. King Jackson's already thrown a pick like that already earlier. Rely on your running back. Rely on what's been working so far on this drive. Don't try to go deep anymore.
Here's King Jackson throws out to Ben Jackson, who's able to wiggle his way down to the 6-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I would have really liked to see a run right there, Colin, right? I mean, you had the right formation in place. I thought they were going to just do a little run to the off tackle there on the outside, but wasn't the case. They tried to throw a little screen, and Annapolis sniffed it out to make a 3rd down.
Bunched at the top of the screen. King Jackson back to throw. Here's an out route to the end zone. Touchdown, Rob Hunt.
And there you go, right there, right? Do the out route. Don't try to throw it into the back of the end zone. Don't try to just throw it up there and hope your guy gets it. Run an out route. Run something simple. That was the play right there. You had the bunch at the top right. Everybody was focusing on that bunch. Just left Rob Hunt out there. Just a little simple out route. Walks right in for the 6.
And the two-way player with the Ramblers gets his team on the board. And the extra point can tie it. Paul Trent is the kicker. Jack Neary, the backup quarterback, is the holder. And the operation is straight and true. So with 3:16 to go in the first half, we are all tied at 7 apiece.
Yep, it's been a good game so far here. Just a nice defensive battle for both of these teams. But right there, that really shows this home crowd that Tacoma can put something together and put a scoring drive together. Now let's see if they can put something on defense to stop them, flip it back around and try to get something before the half.
Trent to kick off. To Goldie Morrison from about his 10. Morrison gets it out to the 27. Interesting factoid, Chad. The Navigators are undefeated at home, but have lost both of their contests on the road coming in to today.
Yeah, there are teams always like that, right, Colin, that just play much better in their friendly confines. And Annapolis going to try to shake that bug off and hopefully not go 3-3 here.
Grant Jr. on a carry up the middle, making some nice moves and picks up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 as we're under 3 minutes to go. Liking the game so far? Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Grant Jr. again gets the carry, and Crawford brings him down at the 36, a couple yards short of the sticks.
Yeah, we've been calling Moxie Crawford's name all night, making tackle here, making tackle there, deflections, everything else. This is a guy that I said before, a lot of SFLm GMs will be really looking at to try to bolster their linebacking core for this upcoming season.
Here's Grant Jr. up the middle, picks up the first down. It will most likely be the last play before the 2-minute warning, it would appear.
Yep, looks like it appears so there, Colin. I mean, Chris Grant Jr., another guy that some teams will be looking at as well, possibly with a starting role, maybe even a spell backup role for this upcoming season as well.
2-minute warning, you're watching the SFLm on YouTube. First and 10 from the 40, the Navigators find themselves tied, 7 apiece. Trying to put together a response. Chris Grant Jr., second man through the hole, breaks the tackle, and carries 2 more defenders forward to the 48.
Yeah, that is just some nice running there by Chris Grant Jr., just powering his way through. That was a very hard-fought 8 yards there, Colin. Love to see it.
You know what I love to see, too? He kept the legs churning forward the whole time. Never stopped moving forward. As we get another, looks like neutral zone infraction, but Grant Jr. picked up the first down. Let's see what the Navigators elect to do here.
Yeah, they'll get a first down regardless.
They accept the penalty, so it'll be 1st and 5. As once again, that's Oliver Ridge. Just a little jumpy before
he's really just antsy tonight. He just really wants to get in there and make a play, but right now he's been making offside calls. Those are the only plays he's been making tonight.
Michael Brown in the shotgun. With Grant Jr. sidecar to the right. They'll give to Grant Jr., but the Tacoma defense was ready. Combo tackle made out there by number 52, and I believe that was Matthews out there. Number 29 from his corner position.
Yeah, we talked about that shotgun run earlier working, Colin. That's what happens when it doesn't work.
Grant Jr. again gets the ball up the middle, and Navigators call timeout with 1:07 to go prior to 3rd down and 6 situation.
Yeah, interesting to call the timeout right there, but I don't mind it really. I mean, you're 6, you're on your 43-yard line. Try to take a shot, see if you can get something deep down the middle of the field. Maybe you can get into field goal range and get some points on the board.
We got 3 receivers to the bottom. I haven't heard anything at all from Sutherland, who's been a really good number 2 receiver. He's in the slot, number 13. Brown back to throw, fires. Hendricks will be a couple yards short of the sticks. Ooh, not where you want it to be.
Yeah, definitely that's not the right route there by Hendricks. When you're a wide receiver going to wide receiver school, I would imagine that the first thing that they tell you is when you run an out route and you're trying to get a first down and you're within that distance, you want to run past those sticks, then make your cut. That way you know you're getting that first down. Hendricks right there was just a little short.
Now Carmichael tries to boot this one to the corner. Ooh, this will get a better bounce.
Oh, and he ran back.
Runs it back for a touchback. That's Daly out there. And oh my goodness. Talk about a lack of awareness.
Yeah, if you're Pete Carmichael, you got to be disappointed, right? I mean, you made a nice little punt. It took a friendly punter bounce right there. You had Daly that caught it right there about the 3 yard line and just maybe even the 2 yard line and just not paying attention. Momentum took him inside the end zone, gives it out to the 20.
Defensive coordinator J.W. Hartshorn with the exclamation of "what" on the sidelines as Ben Jackson picks up 5 on the first down carry here.
Yeah, I wanted to see if maybe they tried to go deep or do something, but it looks like they're just going to be content with going into halftime with the ball game tied here, Colin.
It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 25. Looks like it will be another Jackson carry, possibly. Set up the 3 tight ends. Here's the dive up the middle. Jackson first down to the 31. He's starting to stack them up a little bit now.
Yeah, that was a nice little run right there. I'll tell you what, if he was able to get out of that spin, I think he might have had an opportunity to break for daylight, right? There was nobody else ahead of him. That was a nice tackle there to maybe even possibly save a long touchdown run.
They get one more play off out of an empty shotgun. Jackson has to run, and it's batted down by Twice. Nick Twice with the knockdown as Jackson, number 64 Forbes, came in unblocked, and King Jackson did well just to get rid of the football.
Yeah, I don't really like that, right? And in that situation, you want to try to maybe throw it out of bounds or something, because him trying to make that throw on the run with the interceptions he's been throwing so far, Colin, I don't know, that could have been a gravely mistake there to end the half.
That's the end of the first half. We are all tied at 7 apiece.
Yeah, I really want to see what these teams do adjustment-wise in this second half, Colin, because it's been really defensive all game long. Now we're getting into the second half. Is one of these defenses going to start getting tired? Then that way one of the offenses could take advantage. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the coaching staff is making.
Return by Morrison up the middle, gets him to the 28-yard line. Will be our first possession of the second half. Colin Northrup, Chad Rowland here in the broadcast booth with you. Been an interesting game so far. A little bit of back and forthness going on. Running back duel maybe starting to materialize, but Chris Grant Jr. has been on point for these Navigators so far. He's in the backfield. Michael Brown's back to throw. Fires. Nice little out route to the tight end. Complete. That is number 47. Shane Cook.
Yep, number 47, Shane Cook there with that nice little out route. That's a good way to start the second half here if you're in Annapolis. Nice little 8-yard gain.
Again, I formation. Taylor Wright in front of Grant Jr. Over the ball comes Fortson. Grant Jr. second man through the hole. Picks up the first down to the 42. And I tell you, Chad, this kid's been putting in the work, and with each carry, he's impressing me more and more.
Yeah, he's really showing off the power running skills that he possesses, right? You've seen it on that play. As soon as he got past that first down and he saw that Tacoma defender coming at him, he put his head down, was ready to go right through him.
Grant Jr. again picks up 3 yards, and Moxie Crawford again, that's his third tackle. He has one for loss. So continues to add to his team lead in the TFL category. It'll be 2nd and 7. Again, I formation. Taylor Wright close. Grant Jr. deep. Grant Jr. Hit immediately in the backfield for a big loss. Big old number 96 for Tacoma. On hit, that's Mark Grossman.
Yeah, I mean, Grossman they just did not block Mark Grossman at all. The offensive linemen there just missing their assignment. Grossman became free. That's one guy here on this defensive line that you do not want to just leave wide open here. Mark Grossman can make some plays.
4 wide receivers for the Navigators in the gun. Brown fires, caught That is Hendricks, who came up short on a third down to end the first half, redeems himself nicely with that catch on the corner.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this, I mean, he just found that open spot in that field there where the defense was not at, and Brown was able to find him and make the throw. Nice little pitch and catch there between Brown and Hendricks.
1st and 10 at the 42. Michael Brown under center with split backs. He's back to throw. Here it goes to the out route. That's to Hendricks. His 5th catch. He's been productive for 52 yards. Give it 2nd and 5. Read at the top. Grant Jr. Stopped by Crawford at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Sets up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, once again, another nice tackle there by Moxie Crawford, as he's just been racking up that stat sheet all night long.
This is a critical 3rd down situation for Annapolis. Out of shotgun is Michael Brown. He's back to throw, fires it deep out, it's caught, and there is Sutherland, his first catch on his first target, and he comes up with a first at the 27.
Yeah, we've been curious of when we were going to see Sutherland get a target there, right? And I got to give Brown some credit because that pocket was collapsing, right? There was 2 defenders right there ready to give Brown a sack, and he was able to get that ball out quickly, finding Sutherland there wide open for the first down.
They go 4 wide, trips to the bottom. Grant Jr. again. This time picks up 1 to the 25-yard line. Sky, along with Ridge, the combo tacklers.
I mean, don't get me wrong with the shotgun run, right? I like the thought process behind it, because if you're able to spread out that defense and the middle of the field is open there, you're going to be able to maybe get some opportunities to find a seam and run. But I think if you put that thing through a run simulator in 10 plays, it's only going to work 1 out of 10 times.
Bunch to the bottom, Brown back to throw. Another out route, this time to Morrison. A little bit deeper, he gets down to the 15, it'll be first down.
And Annapolis, man, this drive, Colin, has looked very good, right? They've been just hitting these passes. Brown has been very accurate. That bunch formation right there, always finding an out route in those bunch formations can work really well. And it shows right there once again, Morrison getting the first down.
Morrison lines up to the top of your screen. Grant Jr. on the carry. And Chris Grant Jr. will go into the end zone for the touchdown. Nobody touched him.
Yeah, 15 yards, Colin. Nobody even sniffed him, right? I mean, just a beautiful run. The offensive line opening up that hole. The downfield blocking was really helped is what made a difference. And Chris Grant Jr., I mean, we talk about how much of a power runner he is. He just showed his speed right there as he was untouched, as you said, Colin, getting into the end zone.
Louis Mansour on for the extra point attempt. He had his struggles early on this season making field goals, but he's been pretty good on these extra points, and it's now a 14-7 ball game with 6:31 to go in the third. Have you ever wanted to be the play-by-play or analyst broadcaster on a live SFL live game? The SFL is looking for passionate SFL participants and viewers like you to join the team for the minor league season ahead of season 21 kickoff in July. Visit simulationfl.net for more broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved in your voice on the call. Here's Doro. Lunar breaking loose out to the 38, and boy, Chad, if he got another block or two, he might have taken that one the distance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was able to get through that first wave, right, which is always the most difficult. And usually once you get through that first wave, you got a pretty good opportunity if you can make 1 or 2 moves. But yes, definitely. If he had one more blocker, I think Zoro Lunar could have been easily there for 6.
King Jackson takes the ISO handoff up the middle, gets 2 yards. It'll be interesting to see what the Grizzly strategy is going forward.
Yeah, and that was Mo John Tana. We haven't been able to call his name all night, and I've been really looking forward to actually saying that. I love the name there, Mo John Tana. It just sounds like a linebacker, right, Colin?
Yeah, and it sounds cool to boot. So
Kind of sounds like a former quarterback in another league, but I digress.
Jackson on the post cut. Gibson takes it away before Vader can, or correction, Stern can make the play on the football. What a catch.
Yeah, that was a nice play there. Just a short drop, was able to just hit that slant perfectly, find the window. Stern was right there to meet with Gibson, but Gibson make the catch right there before he got hit. Beautiful play there from Tacoma.
There's King Jackson up under center. This is Joker's pair out of the I formation. Here's to get to Ben Jackson. Jackson has room, trying to make a juke cut, but only able to net 2. McClaw and Stern combining on the stop.
Yeah, I think if Jackson would have tried to go more to the inside as soon as he got around that tackle, Colin, I think he could have probably picked up some steam there and been able to pass that defender. But what he decided to do was try to go outside of Stern to try to go instead of going to the inside, and he was only got 2 yards on that run.
Offset I formation. Jackson again takes the outside handoff. Has room this time. Spins it into the 30 for the first down.
I got to give some tremendous props right here to the Week 5 signing, Tyler Spencer, 6'6", 330. Watch this play here, Colin. You're going to see him close that right there. Look at that. Beautiful block there by Spencer. Already, I mean, Week 4 signing coming in. This is his second game of the year and already making a huge impact there, opening the outside for Ben Jackson and getting a first down.
Certainly the kind of prospect along the offensive line that teams are looking for. As King Jackson throws, it's tipped and incomplete. Twice again on the deflection as Rob Hunt was the intended receiver. It'll be second down.
Well, Nick has definitely done that twice, deflecting the pass. You see what I did there, Colin?
I see what you did there, Chad.
He's definitely done that twice. That was a nice little play there by Nick twice right there as he was able to get right in front of the receiver and deflect the pass.
That was his 6-foot corner going up against a wide receiver who he gives up 6 inches to. The technique there is Ben Jackson tackled in the backfield for a massive 4-yard loss. Deary again with his second TFL. He had a sack early in this ballgame.
Yeah, he had that sack that ended that first drive for them there, Colin. And here is Stan Deary making another play in the backfield once again. I like this call right here. 3rd and 14, you go with the bunch 5 wide set.
Jackson goes to Lunar, but he's 2 yards short of the sticks. Tackled at the 22, needed to make the 20, but it'll set them up in good field goal position possibly.
Yeah, see, that's the play right there, right? It was I believe it was 3rd and 12 going into that, right? Was able to pick up 10 yards. I think they may have been outside of field goal range, but look at this, Colin. 4th down right here. The offense is on the field.
They're possibly trying to replicate what the Navigators did. Remember, they snapped it on a 4th down, but it doesn't appear the guys in white shirts are moving, so King Jackson will call timeout with 3:13 to go in the 3rd.
Nice discipline there by Drew Reilly's team as they were just standing still like statues. They know better than to jump off sides, and it paid off right there as Tacoma burns an unnecessary timeout that could be key for them down the road.
I agree with Plain Belief. These last 2 drives by Jackson, King Jackson, I think he's referring to, have been quite impressive considering the bumpy start he had to this ball game. This is Paul Trent on for the field goal attempt. This is right in the middle of the field, just past the 30. Snap spot kick is on the way. It's good from 38 yards away, and we have ourselves a 4-point deficit with 3:09 to go in the third, 14-10.
Yeah, that was a nice kick there, 38 yards out there from Paul Trent. And I liked what you touched base on earlier. I mean, King Jackson, he did have a rough first start there, or first half, but really coming into this last two drives and really doing a great job leading his team down the field. He was able to get 3 points this time. Look to see if he can get that momentum going into the next drive and into the fourth quarter.
Morrison up the middle will get tackled at the 25, where his team will start. This summer, you can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today. Go Retroid.com, search SFL, or through the all-new League website at simulationfl.net. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. Brown gets the slant off to Morrison. Ooh. And he somehow gets the first down.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch there. Goldie Morrison running a nice little route, just finding that little spot in the middle of the field. Brown able to make a direct strike and get the first down.
First and 10 at the 36. With the Grant Jr. Ooh, he's unable to find any room. Nice tackle made out there. Is that Moxie Crawford again? Yes, it was. He was involved. What a surprise.
Yeah, no surprise at all there, right, Colin? I mean, we've been calling Crawford's name all night long. It was a gang tackle there with Crawford, and I believe Grossman was in there too at one point, but just a nice play there. He is definitely a run-sniffing type of linebacker for sure.
Matthew Sandoval involved as well. Grant Jr. again catches it out of the backfield, but his momentum will carry him out of bounds before he can go upfield any further. It sets up 3rd and 6 at the 40.
Yeah, nice play there actually by Cody Lawrence, right? The week 4 signing strong safety, backing up Tigger Clay there as he was able to, I mean, he didn't make the tackle, I guess, per se, but he was able to get his arms around his feet. That way he actually forces momentum to go out of bounds, because if he was able to burn Lawrence there, he might have gotten the first down.
Grant Jr. up the middle of 3rd and 6. Ooh, we got the first down, they say. Forward progress to the 46 will net him the first. That looked awful close.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I would be surprised if there's a challenge here on that play, but it looks like they're just going to let that one go. He was awful close to that first down.
Get a jack formation to bring in a third tight end. Grant Jr. again on the carry.
Oh, God.
Up like a Christmas tree. By the corner out there, number 24 for Tacoma.
Man, Jamison Crenshaw, that man has a family. Like, come on. It's like you ever seen The Simpsons where they talk about, it's like, stop, he's dead already. Like, that's exactly how I felt on that play there, Colin.
Oh, exactly. For sure. It's like he was going to go down, but then the guy basically body slammed him as Grant Jr. catches this one wide open in a flat for the first down to the 41. And that's the kind of versatility, Chad, that a lot of SFL teams are looking for, as Nano Matthews escorted him to the chalk.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by both players, right? First off, let's talk about Chris Grant Jr., just running a nice little route. The play call, everything looked like it was forced to one side of the field. They were able to find Grant open on the other side. And then on top of that, Nano Matthews, right, the two-way player from Queen City. He's been in this situation before, but make a nice open field tackle.
Brown fires to June. First down. Romeo June on a nice reception down to the 25.
Yeah, the nice little sidearm sling there, like a shortstop throwing at the first base there by Michael Brown over to Romeo June. June just finding that soft spot in the zone, wide open, getting the first down. And here it is once again, Annapolis getting close to that red zone.
We are under 15 to go in the third. So most likely be the last play of the quarter. It'll be a Chris Grant Jr. handoff, and he will plow ahead for 4 yards. He's 3 away from 100. He's at 97. Put your 4s, 12s, and 86s up in the chat, folks. We got ourselves a tight one at 14-10 after 3 quarters. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. Colin Northrup, Chad Rowland here in the broadcast booth with you as the Tacoma Grizzlies trail by 4 to the visiting Annapolis Navigators. Chris Grant Jr. again up the middle, picks up, let's eyeball it at 7 or so.
Yeah, that was a nice play there just to start that fourth quarter. You got to get them yards right, and nice little play to set up the decks down here.
You get an I formation. Again, they bring in the third tight end. Have the I formation. Grant Jr. second man through the hole. First down and a lot more. Down to the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Yep, and there he is again, Chris Grant, right? When they call his number, I'm telling you, he really makes an impact. That was a really small window that he had to try to run through right there. They got just enough to where he could fit through and get that first down, and now they are inside the 10 once again here, Colin.
Empty backfield, gun straight, trips to the top. Michael Brown changes the play. He throws a little out route. That is Sutherland. His second catch gets him down to the 5.
Colin, I really like that play call there and that adjustment by Michael Brown. You know that you're going to be running the slants. The Tacoma defense is expecting the slants in this situation. You're not going to go with the X8 posts, so they're going to get the middle of the field. Meanwhile, you go ahead and decide to sneak your outside receiver on a nice little simple out route. It opens that route up. He was able to get 5 yards to set him up right here on the 5.
He's quietly thrown for over 150 yards. He's at 153 at the moment. He's back to throw again. Another out route. Oh, the tight end dropped it. Oh, my goodness. Kendall Barnes had himself a touchdown right at the goal line, and he just dropped the football.
I mean, if you're Michael Brown, you can't do anything more than that. I mean, you threw it right where he needed to catch it. Moxie Crawford was not going to get to that. It was a perfectly thrown ball. And if you're Kendall Barnes, when your number's called, you got to make the plays. And that is why, my man, that you may be stuck in the SFLm because you're not making those key catches.
Now they go 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 5 from the 5.
Look for the middle of the field.
They go on the run, and it's not going to work. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by one of the defensive tackles out there. That's Grossman, number 96. And Mansour will be on to try for a 3-point attempt.
I mean, I don't know if it's actually the head coach, Drew, really making the calls on the field of what the play call is, or it's offensive coordinator Geno McFly. But either way, somebody needs to go up and hit the other one with the clipboard, because I'm telling you, that was a terrible play call. Bad situation there for Annapolis. They could have easily had 6. Terrible play call here. They got to settle for 3.
And the field goal from 22 is good. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore our library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Kickoff is away. Lunar from the 5. He got a good return last time. This one will be a bit shorter as he's tackled at the 25. Score is now 17-10 with 8:55 to go. Touchdown ties the game, Chad. So that defensive stop by the Grizzlies was really big.
Yeah, it was a really big one right there for sure, right? Settling for 3. That way it's still a one-score game. This is where Tacoma has got to shine, right? This is where King Jackson has got to keep a clean game. Let's see what he does here.
Geno McFly, the offensive coordinator, says, I call the good plays. Drew calls the bad ones.
Ah, there you go. Well, at least we got our answer.
Wolf High Wind on the TFL on Ben Jackson. It's 2nd and 11 from the 24. With 8:28 to go. And Ben Jackson on the stretch handoff to the right only will get to the 26. That'll set up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, not sure why the spin move 5 yards before he made contact with somebody, but nevertheless, I think he was just trying to maybe juke them out a little bit. Not too sure, but regardless, now you got to be able to rely on the arm of King Jackson here in this play. Let's see what happens.
They go 5 wide bunch to the bottom. A little wobbly, and it's incomplete. I think Rob Hunt was the intended receiver, but he fell down. No flag on the field, and the Grizzly drive short circuits just like that.
And I'll tell you, Colin, it looked like there was two things that happened there. One, with the fact that Rob Hunt may have fell down, but also King Jackson got hit right as he was throwing the ball. It looked like as if, and I always use this analogy, it looked like when you play Duck Hunt on Nintendo and the duck starts falling into the grass after being shot, right? It was just a wounded duck up there. So great play there by the Annapolis front line, is able to get pressure and force that play to be an incompletion.
Hunt is away. Morrison on the return will get tackled at the 40. Ooh, and I think we got an injury down there on the field, Chad. Andy Harris, the reserve corner, is down, and the training staff has to come and take a look at him.
Yeah, let's just hope it's good things for Andy Harris here. Look like maybe pulled a hammy. Who knows what's going on? Could be dehydration. We don't know for sure.
But he's still in the tackle.
Yeah, he's still see, now that is determination right there. If you pull your hamstring and you're still trying to run down and make a play, that shows dedication. If that man was somebody you could draft in the SFL draft this upcoming season, I'd definitely put him in a Rambler uniform for sure.
He looked pretty good in V8 double blue also.
Oh, there you go.
As Michael Brown throws out to Sutherland, he gets 5. And, Chad, I tell you what, this Annapolis offense, yes, Chris Grant Jr. is the star, but I tell you what, Michael Brown is quietly sort of impressing amongst all the quarterbacks I've seen so far. He's definitely shown the most potential.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this game, he had a 75 QBR, I believe. Really just keeping clean all night long compared to his counterpart.
Play action. June, the tight end on the reception, gets tackled at the 47 by Matthews. It'll be a first down as the clock winds under 7 to go.
Yeah, I like the play call there, right? You just get that nice little play action pass. The defense thinking you're just going to try to run this clock out and hand it off to Grant Jr. But instead, what you do is you throw it right to the tight end. You get that first down.
Here's Brown, changes something. Here's that out route. Ooh, the corner, the safety man, Tiger Clay, tried for the swat, but Sutherland able to catch it, falling back out of bounds, pick up a 4. Clock stops with 6:40 to go.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by the defender to try to get to that pass, but even nicer play there by Sutherland to make a catch. And, oh, by the way, Colin, just for the fans tonight, we did get a game break score from SFL headquarters. Albuquerque goes into Ottawa and wins 20-6.
Good showing there by the Adams, who were 2-3 coming in. Same record they had the previous year before they started their championship run of a year ago. Sky on the tackle. This sets up a critical 3rd and 5 as the clock ticks under 6 minutes to go.
This is a big defensive play right here for the Tacoma Grizzlies. Let's see what happens.
Here's Brown back to throw. It's an out route to Morrison. He got the first down despite the wicked hit from Matthews at the 37. Wow.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, right? When you talk about going to wide receiver U, and you got to learn to be able to get to that first down and make your cut. Goldie Morrison does that right there, right? Probably learned something from back in the day at Jacksonville, but he got right to the first down marker, made his cut. That made it easy for him to make the catch, make a turn, and boom, he already had the first down.
Here's Grant Jr. Ooh, by Crawford for a loss of 1. Back at the 37. His second TFL of the ball game.
I mean, I know that, Seattle, the Nemesis made a trade, to try to get up to the #1 pick. And I know they need a quarterback, but I know they lost some linebackers too. And I tell you what, Moxie Crawford could be somebody that could be very highly drafted.
Indeed, he's certainly a guy that will probably be on a lot of people's draft boards as well. Grant Jr. gets to the 33-yard line of Tacoma. It's 3rd and 6. There's Kenny Hendricks, 5 catches on 5 targets for 52 yards. He's out there all by himself to the top of the screen.
Look for the out route at the top of the screen as well. Look how far off they're playing, Colin.
They're playing past the sticks. They got the little spot to Hendricks. Turns the corner, gets the first down before knocked out of bounds at the 21.
I mean, it wasn't an out route. It was it's a 50X spot, right? I mean, your wide receiver comes in, makes that little fake, and goes right back to the outside. And nice little route there ran by Hendricks. He's caught the ball 6 times tonight on 6 targets as he was able just to, burn that corner. And I believe that was Jamison Crenshaw at the corner that was not paying attention to the route that he was running. Nice little play there from Annapolis.
Here's Brown under center. 5:25, the clock is stopped. 1st and 10, Grant Jr. on the carry, and the clock will wind again, going to pick up a 3. It's going to be a wild off season, and no day will showcase it better than the opening day of free agency. Join Cameron Irvine and rotating guests throughout the day to watch free agents come across the wire in real time with reactions, interviews, and updated team build information. The frenzy starts Monday, June 12th at 6 p.m. on SFL YouTube. Can't wait for it. Always one of the more interesting dates in the SFL offseason calendar, Chad.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Ramblers will be very busy that day. Quite a few free agents will be announcing. So knowing my luck, I may make my way to the show and reveal some big signings that are coming to Indianapolis.
Should be a busy one for you and the rest of the teams across the league. If the trade activity around draft picks is anything to go by. Grant Jr. on 3rd and 6. He'll get stopped on the line of scrimmage, but that clock continues to wind down. It'll be under 3 minutes when they snap the ball next, Chad.
I mean, and look who it is, Colin. We've been talking about him all night. Moxie Crawford once again. That hole looked like the offensive line did their job, and that hole opened up where Grant Jr. was there, but Moxie Crawford closed that up really quick and was able to make the stop and force Annapolis into a field goal. Now, they're going to get up 2 possessions here, so Tacoma's going to have to strike quick on this next possession to even have a shot.
Yes, indeed. Well within range for Luis Mansour. And Mansour's kick from 33 is good. With 2:29 to go, the score is now 20-10.
Yeah, and if you're Tacoma right now, I mean, like I said, you have got to strike quickly. And at the same time, for Tacoma fans, that's a little scary, right? Because we've seen how King Jackson can, when he throws the ball deep, especially in the middle of the field, Annapolis has been eating his cookies all night long with interceptions. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what kind of adjustments they make for this pretty much a 2-minute offense.
As Lunar on the return up to the 25, this is a Grizzly defense that gave up the most points in SFLm coming in with 128. Remember, Chad, this ball game was tied, I believe, at 7 apiece at the end of one half. So the defense definitely came to play for Tacoma, but unfortunately for them, the offense has only managed to score a field goal. In the second half, tipped in the air, incomplete. That is Tana again.
Yep, Mo John Tana with the tip. I mean, we've been talking about this where we thought, okay, King Jackson's going to have to make sure he's clean, and he almost messed it up there on the first play of the drive, Colin. He's going to have to calm down a little bit He's got to get his composure. Let's see what he does on this next play.
You see Fallworth out there in a bunch to the bottom. He made one big catch early in this ball game. Let's see if King Jackson goes his way. It's a quick drop over the middle, tipped in the air and incomplete. Ooh, there was about 3 defenders that could have had their paws on it, but Nick Twice was the guy who had it first.
Yeah, I feel like it got bobbled around a couple times by a couple different players, but once again, Annapolis is just all they're trying to do is either create the turnover or knock it on the ground, and so far they've been doing that. I would love to see a 50x8 post play right here.
This is a gun straight formation against press man coverage. Let's see if they do that. This is going to be a route to the corner.
There it is.
Gibson holds it in at the 46. It'll be knocked out of bounds. Clock stopped at 2:13.
And that's exactly what that play was. It was the 50x8 post. They hit that corner route right there. Beautiful throw over the top of the defender right to Andrew Gibson. He's able to get out of bounds. More importantly, what that does, Colin, it stops the clock.
2:13 left in this ball game. Again, they go gun straight with trips to the bottom. King Jackson, he's back to throw. Pump. This slants over the middle. Catch made by Lunar. And they'll let. Oh, Stan was injured on the play, so the clock stopped with 2:09.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really ever want to see injuries on the field, but the clock does stop right here for the Tacoma Grizzlies. That's exactly what they needed because obviously going in the middle of the field, they would have had to burn their second time out.
Like they were going to run it toward the 2-minute warning. As you look at the numbers for Jackson, he's thrown for 142, but those 2 interceptions dragging the rating down to 54.5. A 7-step drop. The big guy lets it fly. Rob Hunt on the reception, out of bounds at the 24.
Yeah, that's a nice little play there to Rob Hunt, going deep, running that nice little, I don't know if that was a Z corner post or what. It was just a simple little out route, actually, right there, a deep out. But nice route ran there by Rob Hunt. Beautiful throw. And like I said, once again, the important part, they're getting out of bounds to be able to stop the clock. They're already in field goal range. I would love to see a strike right to the end zone here.
See what they go with here. It's an I formation, 2 receivers to the bottom, press man coverage from the Navigators. Linebackers shift over. King Jackson throws, middle, Hunt down to the 5. And we've reached the 2-minute warning where it'll be first and goal. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. We got a good second look at that play, Chad, and your guy, Rob Hunt, keeps coming up big with these receptions.
Yeah, I mean, just a nice little post route in the middle of the field. Usually that's been covered pretty well by the defense of Annapolis, but that one went right through. Great play there by Tacoma.
Here's Jackson. Well, he said he didn't get into the end zone. That was Alrut. It'll be second and goal from the 1. Jackson throws, tipped and incomplete. Wolf Highwind almost had a pick. And Eddie Maddox was the intended receiver. Clock stopped at 1:42. It'll be third and goal.
Yeah, I mean, that right there was, he should have let that route complete, right? I think if he would have let that route continue instead of throwing it right at his break, I think they would have possibly had a touchdown because he was not going to follow that receiver. I think that he could have easily led that receiver and got the touchdown, but threw it just a little too soon, I think. Now it's third and goal. This is a big play here for the offense.
Third and goal from the 1. Looks like they bring in Russell, the extra tight end. This has to be to Ben Jackson. Up the middle, touchdown, Grizzlies. Ben Jackson.
And now, Colin, it's a ball game, right? Now we got to see what they do here, if they're going to be able to convert an onside kick situation. But nevertheless, nice little play there, just straight up the middle run. Good blocking there by the offensive line. Tacoma not done yet.
I'm going to tell you who King Jackson reminds me of, Chad. We'll see if you'll agree with this. He reminds me a little bit, size-wise at least, and the arm talent I've seen of that young kid, Anthony Richardson, who was drafted by the Indianapolis team in the other league.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson's 6'6", 225 pounds. That's a good height and weight ratio to start with. He returned from a year ago, so this is his second year in the league as Paul Trent rather, will be trying the outside kick with 141 left. Boom.
They got it.
And Tacoma picks it up at the 47.
Wow.
I have never seen such a thing. The onside kick was recovered by the receiving team, fumbled, and then the kicking team picked it back up.
I mean, they just had to keep their hands on it. That's all he had to do. And the pressure there by Tacoma with the nice little hit there forced that ball out. And Colin, we got a game going right now here.
First and 10 at the 47. King Jackson back to throw. Here's that corner round again, but this time Schneider perfectly defends it. Pass intended for Gibson.
Yep, nice little defensive play there by the corner. Let's see. I would love to see something maybe down the field here a little bit. You know, maybe just a simple out route. You just try to nickel and dime them into field goal range. They only need about probably 15 yards, Colin, to be able to get to that spot.
15 yards to at least consider it. Yes. I agree. Trips to the bottom. King Jackson back to throw. Fires deep down. Diving catch made. That is Elrit, the tight end, making a diving catch, and the clock is running with 1:20 left. It looks like they're going to run some of this clock here, but they got to be careful, Chad.
Yeah, now you're in field goal range. You got to keep the ball clean, right? Don't try to force a mistake here.
Here's Ben Jackson tackled back at the 33. Ooh, now you start to get into real dicey territory, especially if you don't pick up any more positive yards. Dietrich on the tackle, the inside linebacker.
Yeah, that was a nice little play there by Dan Dietrich. And, you know, 2nd and 12. Now you got 4 wide set. Let's see what they do here. Maybe something open in the middle of the field.
Jackson, 7-step drop. He's got all day to throw.
Oh!
He did the one thing he couldn't do, and that is take a sack. And I think that pushed him out of field goal range. They'll call a timeout. Stephen Forbes, the defensive tackle, just muscling his way in.
Yeah, I mean, Stephen Forbes earlier had that roughing the passer penalty, right? That really gave Tacoma another chance on that drive. He pays it back right there, knocking them out of field goal range. So now Tacoma's in a situation they have got to get back that yardage. They got to get back close to a first down. That way they can get at least comfortable field goal range.
Let's see what offensive coordinator Zach Holdorf has dialed up here. Slants over the middle. This will cut it down to 10. Clock is running. What are they doing?
Yeah, this is interesting, right? I think they're going to try to just go for the 3 right here. You know, Paul Trent was able to hit a 38-yarder, but this is at the 30-yard line. So this would, I believe, be a 46-yard field goal if I do my math correctly here, Colin.
Clock is running. This to tie the ball game and force overtime.
And
it's on its way.
No,
he missed it off to the right. He hooked it with 1 second to go. Paul Trent comes up a yard shy.
And I mean, this is the question we're going to have to ask ourselves, right? They had a timeout. They have 1 timeout left. Why are they not using that timeout, right? I mean, you rush onto the field, you rush Paul Trent. I think he wasn't in the right state of mind and comfortable and ready to kick that field goal, because that should have been a field goal he made. Very unfortunate there for Tacoma, as Annapolis is going to sneak in here with their first road win of the season.
They moved to 4-2 due to the Navigators. Grizzlies dropped to 5-1. As we catch our breath here, Chad, by taking a look at the numbers, I'm curious your thoughts.
I mean, really, when you look at the numbers right there, Colin, I mean, this was a balanced attack here by Annapolis tonight. I mean, Chris Grant Jr., 117 yards rushing, 186 yards passing from Michael Brown. But one of the things we could talk about is the turnovers. There was none out there, right? I'm not even going to count the onside kick situation, but no turnovers at all by Michael Brown. He was very clean, very efficient tonight, and I believe that that is what won this game here for Annapolis, besides the fact of bad clock management by the Tacoma head coaching staff.
Michael Brown finishes with 186 through the air. King Jackson 216. He threw the one touchdown, but he has the 2 interceptions, which ultimately proved to be part of the difference.
Yeah, those are very costly, Colin, right? I mean, really, he had 3, if you think about it, that played for the rough and the passer. That first quarter for King Jackson was not a good one, right? But what did he do in the second half? He really kind of got his composure back, was able to lead Tacoma into what looked like that could have been a possible comeback situation there in the fourth quarter, getting the ball back, leading them down the field. But in that late situation, Colin, as you pointed out, you can't take a sack. That's what ultimately cost them right there.
Play of the game is Chris Grant Jr. Finishes with 118 rushing yards, also adds 12 receiving yards and a rushing touchdown to his total.
Yeah, great performance here by Chris Grant Jr. I mean, he's been one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the SFLm. He shows up again tonight to get Annapolis their first road victory.
We're Chat Roland, my partner. This has been Colin Northup. Good night, everyone.